Hello everyone and welcome to a quick look at an incoming, or I should say upcoming, indie title called Eldritch. This is a game made by David and Kyle Pittman, who are both people who have worked on big name AAA releases, not the least of which Borderlands 1 and 2, Bioshock 2, XCOM, The Bureau Declassified. So these guys have a lot of experience in AAA development, and they left their jobs there to make their own studio, Minor Key Studios, and this is the first game they are working on as an independent developer. So what is Eldritch exactly? Eldritch is a first-person, somewhat stealth actiony roguelike, which will take place in a universe that's very Lovecraftian. So when you first start off here, you're going to be in this library, and at least at the moment there are 3 books that each take you to a different world of varying difficulty. There's also this chest here where you can put credits in order to be able to store them throughout your lives. When you die, you can come back and get them, as well as this huge library that you can explore that'll give you various books that have flavor text, as well as, I'm assuming probably in the final game, more of those adventure books that we see over on the side there. You can also kind of pull yourself up on ledges if it's just too high of a jump, which is what's allowing us to go like this. Hop onto that ladder and go over here. As you can see, this library area is absolutely sprawling. I haven't taken a chance to walk through the entire thing yet, but there's definitely a lot of space here, which is part of what inclines me to believe that there's a lot more going on than just the 3 adventures already shown. Unfortunately, I just lost the health by jumping down there. I forgot that I was technically in the game, so by jumping down I would lose health. But yeah, so essentially what this game is a kind of more stealth actiony first-person roguelike. It's not quite the constant action of a game like Paranautical Activity, but it is definitely, along the same lines as that in terms of the roguelikeness. I kind of left the volume higher so that you could, so that you guys could hear the sound design, which is really, really good. I did that because I wanted to make sure that if you guys were watching this, you could hear the sounds that are part of what makes this game so good. So I decided to kind of quiet myself for a moment there and allow you to kind of listen to the sounds without my voice overpowering it. So these things here are artifacts. They're going to be used both to buy things from the shop, and if we can eventually get a spell, we're going to use those artifacts to cast our spells. Now you want to be careful, especially at the very beginning when you don't have a weapon yet. You want to try your best not to be discovered, because enemies are not, or I should say in this first introductory dungeon of sorts, the enemies are not the scariest thing in the world in terms of their ability to kill you. You can usually survive them pretty well even if you don't have that great of resources, but they are also in their own right very threatening, and if you don't have a weapon yet, that can cause you some problems. And so right now what we're doing is we're trying to explore this first level, looking for any sign of weapons, which we get in the form of a revolver here. Now revolvers do have limited ammo. Give me 1 second. I actually just realized that our mini-map is precisely covered by my camera. So we're just going to move this down here, and that will allow me to have the mini-map shown. Oh, that's also not quite the perfect place for it, because that shows where my weapons are. So let's go right up here for us. That'll put us right in the middle of everything. There won't be any kind of overlap, and that's perfect. So the revolver obviously is going to have kind of a loud firing. Here we get our dagger, which is my much preferred weapon for this early part of the game at least, because this is going to be silent. It has close range, but it can hit from a little bit of a distance, which allows you to, have a little bit of safety when you're attacking. Now this guy died from something, don't know what, But the catch here is if you loot the corpses, which I just did for that one artifact, then those enemies will respawn somewhere in the dungeon. So you really have to make a balancing choice of, are these items worth, and is looting these corpses worth having to deal with the enemies again? Which is a nice touch that really makes the game kind of more steady. As you can see here, there's a hole down to the next floor. You're going to want to move downwards as you go on, but at first it's probably best to explore the first level as much as you can. Sometimes you need to go down to move upwards, which isn't exactly an uncommon thing. Oh god. Oh god! Fishman, die. Die, Fishman. You know, this game's atmosphere is very well done. I am not normally the type who gets spooked by games, who has that feeling of, you know, oh god, what's going to get me? This game can do that to me, and it's one of very few that does. The reason for that is a lot of the sound design, which is horrifyingly creepy, and a lot just the consistent... The enemies aren't designed to just, you know, pop out and scare you like they are in a horror game. They're designed to just see you and attack. But the enemy design is so well done that it helps to kind of cause you to have that reaction of, oh god, one of these things is coming after me. So we are going to avoid these spikes. We're trying to find our way to, if you look on my mini-map in the upper right. Yeah, I see you. I see you. What now? What now? Ha. You do more damage to enemies if they are unaware that you're there. So if you manage to sneak up on enemies, you do have a reward for that by taking less hits to kill them. Obviously, that's a little bit easier when it comes to using your revolver, because you don't have to be quite as close range. But at the same time, it is definitely very doable with your dagger. We're going to open the door to this shop here, close it behind us in case anything tries to sneak in. Stealth boots. These boots silence your footsteps. I like that. And we can't afford it, so like Splunky, we can steal. And the shopkeeper's going to come after us, but he's nowhere near as threatening, although he did just kill me. Last time I fought that guy, I actually had no problem getting to him. So that was unfortunate. I should also add this mirror here. If we select it, we can change our appearance here. So we are capable of having our character change the look that they have to them. So let's jump back into this one real quick here, since I got myself killed relatively early. This is definitely the kind of game that I could see myself doing a consistent series on, especially once the full version is released. Right now, this is currently an alpha. The only way to really get a copy of the game right now is by having some type of YouTube channel or other press type situation where you can show off the alpha. Eventually, I believe it says later this month on the pre-order page. They do have pre-orders available. And if you pre-order, then you get access to the beta when it starts, which I believe is later this month. Yeah, what now? Hey. Just made me waste my second to last bullet, Mr. Bug. Thank you for giving me 2 back. And you also gave me 2. Excellent. So bullet management is definitely something that you have to worry about for a while. In the couple of runs I've gone through, I've tended to find a lot of ammo as the time went on. We have some keys, so why not come in here? We're going to get a dagger, a lot of artifacts, a key back. Okay, that was very much worth the key. Which I do find to be the case. There are very few times when I've opened a door with a key and not found something worthwhile in it. Which is, you know, not necessarily uncommon, but it is a good thing to know that you can relatively safely use your keys. Those things creep me out like none of the other enemies in this game. Little snake thingies that just open their mouths and all of a sudden they got these gaping jaws. These are one of the situations where the keys aren't always worth it. We can see some big meat in there that would give us some health, but there's just not enough in there to justify using a key on it, in my opinion. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to get to this room back here, which also is right next to the shop, so I can show off that segment. Essentially, what you're looking at on the mini-map there... What the... Where are you? I also want to get over to that fountain over there. That's where you are. Okay. So up here we have a couple of coins. We got a piece of baked meat. We've got a rock that we could throw, which obviously can be used as more of a distractionary technique than an actual attack technique. I do keep intending to change my control bindings, because right now crouch is bound to C, and I'm a lot more comfortable with it on control. As it stands, I actually hit X quite often, which changes weapons. You can also change weapons with the mouse wheel on the default key bindings. But what we just did there was we accessed the fountain, which gives you a permanent health increase. So as you can see in the upper left there, instead of having 3 out of 3 health, we now have 4 out of 4. So obviously that is a very valuable thing to get. And I'm happy that we found one quite so early. They usually aren't that early on. Now, I don't see a way to get around to that area that I was talking about with the 2 symbols on the map, which represent the shop is the one with the little tag, and the one with the little green face thingy is an altar of sorts. I don't know what else to call it actually. And that gives you access to your skills, or your magic, however you want to phrase it. So since we can't really find access to either of those at the moment, I'm going to assume that we need to go down and back up to get to them. I don't think I've yet to run into something that couldn't be accessed, but there are definitely things where you need to move downwards to get back to the stuff on the level that you're on. The chest there is going to signify our bank chest, which, as shown in the starting area, is what allows you to store these artifacts for use on future runs, instead of just having them go away right away. It looks like I may have chosen a bad route to go down here, though, as I can only go down farther. Although it is the same floor, so I guess it doesn't really make too much of a difference. Let's go around this way. Okay, we got a cultist who sees me. Got 1 damage on me. Those guys tend to... those guys have fireballs they shoot, so they are a ranged enemy instead of a lot of these which are close range enemies. So now we've got this resonant statue here of some ungodly creature, which if I could get around the front of it would be easier to see. So yeah, we got this thing going on here. This is very Lovecraftian inspired. I believe I said that already, but... Knock power. Aim at a locked door to unlock it, or aim at any other surface to create a noise to distract patrolling enemies. That's a real good power. Not the best I've seen, but... it works. Actually, my favorite I've seen so far is the, it's a power called Lift. It allows you to kind of jump for the cost of, I think it was like 1 or 3 credits or something like that. Oh, that guy hit me? That jerk. But yeah, it allows you to jump for a very low credit cost, which ordinarily allows you to fly, kind of, which is nice. But the bigger thing that does for you is when you are playing on, or when you go into a bank vault, there are doors that you can unlock that hide kind of the storage space of the bank. And inside those you can steal a bunch of coins. So when you have that lift power, you are able to kind of much more easily account for... Sorry, I lost my train of thought while trying to go up here. I think this is a new area. This might actually get us to the shop. And we got baked meat times 2, which gets us back to full health. But yeah, you get these areas inside the bank vault that have a bunch of artifacts in them that you can collect, which normally cost you a couple keys to get to. But when we're talking about the kind of change from the or when we're talking about the lift power, what you get is the ability to jump yourself over the walls and get those artifacts for a lower cost than the amount of artifacts you're going to get to. So there's definitely benefit in that combination. I had a lot of fun messing with that when I was playing this the first time through. This is actually only my second time I've spent with the game, probably about an hour the first time before I died. Screw you, you little bug. I feel like if I drop down here, yes, this is the next floor. This one has our exit to the next area on it, but we don't quite want to go down here yet. We still want to explore this floor a little bit more. We haven't even gone over this way yet. We also haven't found one of the other items I've found a little bit common on this game, which is TNT, which allows you to both cause a lot of damage and to make a big explosion that kills stuff. I forgot that we had the stealth boots, if I recall. Oh, no, that was the last one. We found those. We don't actually have anything this run, except for our compass that we start with. I forgot that I failed at robbing the shop. Okay, so now we're both looking for the bank, a way to get to the bank, and a way back up to the next floor up, which will get us to the shop and the statue up there. I'm not sure if we will find these things, but in fact, I kind of feel like we've explored everywhere we're able to so far, which was not a whole lot of area. It's definitely kind of a balancing game in this, where you have to kind of keep track of where you're going so that you know when you should just turn around and move on. Because if you don't, then you're just wandering around looking for the exits for quite some time. There is, in the update that'll be coming for the beta, one of the developers posted on his Twitter, it's a screenshot, and the mini-map is going to show walls, so that you can actually look at the map and see if there was an open area that you just haven't explored yet, or if you've actually covered all the ground you're going to be able to, which I think is a real nice addition to have. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. So we can use our power here to unlock this door. Boom! And we've got some baked meat, some bullets, and a key. You know, I could be using keys instead of credits, but seeing as I'm not anywhere near a bank, I'm not too concerned about spending my credits. So it looks like we're already at our exit, so let me pop this door open. Got a couple more artifacts, some more bullets. This is rotten meat. Now, from what I can tell, it never directly says that rotten meat is always bad. It says that it may harm you instead of helping you. So I think there is a possibility of getting beneficial effects from the rotten meat, but it's not a guarantee like it is with the baked meat. So it's definitely something to watch out for. We could go down the exit to the next part of the area, but I want to just take a quick look over here at least. We don't really have much in this run so far. And we are going to just kind of pop these doors open, checking the insides. That was a locked door, I didn't even realize it. Got a decent amount of artifacts. Here's dynamite. So let's say that I wanted to make my way through... Let's say I wanted to make my way through this wall. I could toss the dynamite there, get out of the way, and then come back and... No, that wasn't the area, it just was. Well, I guess we got more dynamite. So I can toss my dynamite around this way to blow up walls, which of course allows me to access areas I might not otherwise be able to. So for example, if I were to leave my revolver here and take this back upstairs, we could probably get to that shop on the first floor. That's not something I necessarily want to do, but it is something that's possible to do. So sounds like they're enemies right here. More revolver bullets, baked meat that I probably didn't eat. Okay, the tanning kit is one that I've gotten before. What does it do? Oh god. I should not have looted that guy quite so quick. Okay, here's another easy one. This time we're the ones sneaking up on him. So if I hold F, I can eat this corpse for 20 coins, which gives me health back. And so essentially that's going to be your way to, if you go and find good meat, then you can pay for an easy way to heal up, instead of just being kind of trapped with no way to get more health back until you find meat. So it's definitely a beneficial item, but it is a bit costly to use. We've also got fruit here, which I believe, yes, also is a health up. Got another pile of artifacts. So now we still kind of want to find a new area to go up from. Now I should add that, as you can see there, the option wasn't there to eat that guy. I believe it only works on creatures, not humans. So obviously that guy was humanoid, or human. I feel like I should be able to grab onto the sledge. There we go. That was working. So now we're going to see if there's anything up here that we can get to. Is this an area that we have been to before? I don't think so, actually. Could just take this guy out the easy way and... Oh, he noticed me before I shot him. You can hear a clear visual cue when they notice you. That'll tell you that, you need to be careful that they're on their way. Open this door. We have no keys left, but we obviously still have our power that allows us to open locked doors for a small price. And we get a key back from that door, so that was pretty pleasant. So now we are both looking for another way to go back upwards, as well as... Ooh. Leave our dagger there for the moment. Now, I don't see a direct way into the bank here. In fact, quite the opposite. I see this is kind of a dead-end path. But what if we were to go right about here and toss our dynamite? Would that open up the bank to us? Haha, he didn't see me coming. He heard the dynamite, he went running for it, and I managed to kill him before he could do anything. It's going to be a bit of a tricky jump, and I couldn't make it, and it cost me health. That's unfortunate. I feel like I can make it up there, though. Actually, I don't know. That's kind of a far jump. That did not work out quite as well as I planned. Yep, can't make it. Can't make it. Let's eat this baked meat. Eat this baked meat. I could take another thing of dynamite up there and try to get something else going on, but that one didn't work out too well for us. So let's make our way to the exit. There are a few floors onto each of these levels. I will be trying to go through kind of a symbolic gameplay run through. So, I'm not going to stop just because I have beaten through one level. I'm going to keep going until I die or until we reach the end of this dungeon. So when you go into the exit, much like many roguelikes, Binding of Isaac, Paranormal Activity, big ones that come to mind, you're going to go down to the next floor of the dungeon. Each dungeon will have a certain amount of floors total that you will have to progress through to get to the exit. I still don't know what that is, and it's still horrifying. So that's a dead end over there. I kind of want to get to this other statue, see if we can show off some other powers. Even though I have been using keys way more than I should have, knowing that I want to try to switch it out when I can. But we did get to the statue easily. What are you going to be for? Unstable statue. Teleport power. Press right click once to throw a beacon. Press right click again to teleport to it. Press and hold right click to retrieve the beacon, then release to throw it again. Throwing and retrieving the beacon is free. It costs 4 artifacts to use to teleport. That's actually a real cool power that I've never seen before. I'm kind of interested in what that could pull off for me. So obviously we don't really have anything else that's markedly on our map with the compass that you get at the beginning. We can go back up to the prior floor if we desire. You just have to kind of jump and hit F when you're up there. But right now I don't really desire to go back up there. Oh, I hate these eye things. Yeah, that's right. I just killed you when you didn't even know I was there with a pistol from behind. 2 coins. Or 2 artifacts, I guess I should say. Got another one in here as well as a dagger. Enemies can open doors, and quite often they are able to kind of rotate their way through places where you might try to hide. So you do have to be a bit careful in that respect. Looks like we can get to the shop relatively easily. It's going to cost us a key. And we'll stand up. A locksmith kit, medical kit, conjurer's talisman. What do you do? Reduces the artifact cost to use special powers. That's kind of cool, but it would replace our compass. Medical kit lets you revive yourself after death for an additional cost. That's not bad. Lets you open locked doors and put locks on doors for a small cost. That seems like it would be useful. We've got revolvers that have 3 ammo each. That'll be 10 each if we decide to take them. We've got keys. You know what, we'll buy 2 keys because we have a lot of artifacts. And let's give this locksmith kit a try. Hope we don't have enough for it. So now the question is, should we rob the shopkeeper? I'm going to go with no. I'm going to go with we're going to play it safe this run. We're going decently well so far. That guy definitely just saw me. God, they make creepy sounds. He's like, where'd he go? Right here. So now there are a couple other things I want to get to. Okay. There's another statue in there if we so choose. Where are you, Mr. Duckman? I hear you. Where are you? I wonder if I could make this jump. I can. Sturdy statue. Let's try teleport real quick. That's a horrible place for the beacon. There's an eyeball over there that I'm not really interested in getting in on. Huh. It's not bad. As you can see with the dagger, you do have a little bit of range to hit the enemies, but not a whole lot. So, you know what, let's pray at this. Materialize power. Press right click to conjure a mystical barrier. Use these barriers to block enemy paths or access hard to reach places. Be careful, it is possible to trap yourself when using this power. Cost 1 to materialize. That sounds pretty decent. I think I might have preferred teleport, but... Ooh. There is a bank room. I actually didn't want to come down here yet. I want to see if maybe I can make it to that book. Because if I am correct, that book is actually a way for us to return to the library and keep this run intact, so to speak. So instead of being kind of, once you're in there, you're done, you're actually able to, once you die, you go back. I think this is actually a way for us to go back without death. And if it is, then I could show off one of the other dungeons I haven't touched yet, and at least give those a shot. Oh god! Eyeball! Go away! Go away! Oh dear lord! I didn't know that guy was there. There's no fruit on this tree either. Or on that one. I hate you fruitless trees. So we got another path downwards here. And this is pretty much surrounding that room. But we also have the bank over here. So I can at least show off that. We can put a good deal of our credits away. Ooh. Haha. Jackpot. So this is what I mean by the vault area, where you're able to, with certain powers, both lift and apparently materialize, you're able to just kind of bypass the key requirement and climb your way into each one. That's only got 2 credits in there. That's got a lot of them though. So we will go into this one. And then we can't quite get up there. But if we put one in here, and we should be able to walk over to this and drop out here. Now we don't quite want to give away all our credits. We're first going to move them all in there. Then we're going to bring back like 15. That'll be enough to use our power a bit as need be. But also enough where most of my credits are safe in the base. We can see that our exit is on the floor below us there. Now I thought I saw some other path here. Yes, through here. Oh god! Is this rotted meat? Oh, it gave me health back. Thank you, rotted meat. I never thought I would say that one, but here I am saying thank you to this rotted meat. Okay, and then this should be the room. This might not be where I want to go. It is not, but we do get a key, we get some artifacts, and we get ham or meat to go back to full health. And we also get this fountain, which takes us up to an extra health. So that was a very useful venture up here for me. Is there anything up this way that we need? This is definitely an area that we hadn't been to before on this floor. There is some fruit. If I get low on health, I can always come to that. Got a dagger. I don't really see anything in terms of ways down other than the way that we just came up. There's also this door. It kind of looks like this is where we came down from to begin with. This area is all familiar. So I guess we're just going to go back down. Although maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should explore up here and look for another exit. Ooh, there's a cultist over there. There's one of these guys up here, which I believe we have already been up. Yep. Just going to leave that thing be. Yeah, that's right. You'd be dead. There's the statue if we wanted to get teleport back. You know what, let's go down this way. I do see one of those eye things. Actually, I think this might be the way that we initially came down. God, I hate you, little duck man. That was an impressive climb on his part, though, I gotta admit. Let us see if we can target this eye while we're up here. So far, I am not seeing it anymore. Oh, there it is. Yeah! marksmanship. Okay, so I guess we might as well look for the way down. We've yet to find a way to get to that book yet. Unless... I'm going to leave our revolver here. Because if you remember, our problem we used dynamite last time was that we kind of made ourselves into a situation where we couldn't actually reach the platform that we needed to go to. I think this guy sees me. You can also lean around corners with E and Q. Obviously, I'm using the default control scheme, which is WASD to move and all. But yeah, with E and Q, you can lean yourself around corners. Let's put this here so we can climb up. Maybe? No? No? There we go. Okay, so now you want to crouch down in case anything sees us. And we're going to come over here to right about the center of this book room. Whoops, that's how I meant to do. We're going to plant our dynamite. That guy's going to take notice, of course. Haha. This might actually be good enough for us to get to the book, which would be pretty cool. Oh, it's just barely not enough. We just opened up a blank space. If we had one more stick of dynamite, it would be enough for us to get in there, I think. Oh god. I don't want to come down here yet. And we got into the space of the book room, we just couldn't get to the book itself. To be clear of what happened there. Then we're going to need to work our way back down to the back area there to get our revolver back. Unless we find more dynamite on the way. Oh god. Why does everything see me? I love the scream when those things die though. We're just going to leave that eye unchecked. So that he doesn't come back to life on us. Then we just need to remember where we left our revolver, which I believe was right here. It was indeed. And look for anything else we haven't found yet. Got some rotten meat. Got a single artifact. And nothing else, it appears. Okay. So with that, I guess our next goal is to take our way downwards out of light to get to that book and kind of marked our progress on this video, but you know, I wonder though, if we go down hey, go away. Go away, Duckman. Because obviously we need, if we wanted to get back to that book, we would need another stick of dynamite. But it doesn't mean that we can't take our path down that we kind of created here with it and see what's going on this way. Let's check this locked door. We get a pile of artifacts, more revolver ammo, another dagger. So, you know, obviously as you get more artifacts, it does become, and more ammo, it does become more reasonable to use your gun. You just have to remember that you do have, it does make noise, you know. So for you to use the gun a lot would be a way to increase your chances of getting noticed. Aha, and we found the book. Ooh, this actually isn't a way back. This is a secret area, which pretty much just has a bunch of artifacts. When you find these books, you end up going to little pink mist town here, and that gives you a bunch of artifacts. And you also have a chance to pick up items. The holy symbol, the game doesn't really tell you what it does, and I'm not really sure what it does, so I would rather have my compass, which I know the effect of, than to have that at the moment. Obviously, my play could be a little bit more risky, a little bit more experimental, but at the same time, there is a certain situation. I do want to show off what I know about this game, not just any random fact that might be completely incoherent by me. So we do have the exit of this floor on this level, which should allow us to move on to the third floor. I'm not entirely sure how many floors there are for each level like this, you know what I mean? So I'm not sure if, the next floor would be the last floor or what's going on. And I know this doesn't seem too difficult just yet. I have taken a peek through another quick look video at one of the later levels, and the dungeons are kind of designed, I think, with this one in mind as the tutorial. When you first jump into the game, this is the dungeon that it expects you to play, and this kind of teaches you about how the game works and basics. So there's obviously a lot more to be discovered, especially once I get into those later dungeons. But for right now, it's challenging in its own right, despite maybe not being the hardest game in the world at the moment. Even with this basic level of introductory stuff, it is quite difficult. Duckman! No, 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 Duckman! This cultist is coming this way. Maybe. Nope, he's walking away. There are a couple of them, though. This is the kind of area where if you let yourself get drawn into open combat, you're going to have a bad time. Take out that guy from a distance. This is also probably about the area of the dungeon where you've got enough resources built up to where you don't necessarily need to loot every corpse and let things respawn. If there's something you don't want coming back, you can just leave it be, like that eyeball. I think that's a wise decision. Yeah, he sees me. Haha! Yeah, you lost track of me and I made you pay for that. I can hear at least one more cultist around here. Obviously they've been monitoring these doors here. I'm a little bit less concerned about ending up in combat now, especially since we killed a decent amount of the stuff in there. But we are going to try to find this last guy, or try to find something of value in here, one way or the other. Locked door gives us some more ammo, some baked meat if we need it. I'm still not entirely sure on the mini-map working. So I'm not sure if there are floors below us. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, that's right. You stay down. He's like, my friend just died. So did I. Poor Duckman. Okay, so we want to make our way this way, most likely. Ooh, there's a stick of dynamite in here. That could help. Let's Toss that at the wall there. It's going to draw some attention to us. 2, and that did in fact open up the exit. You can see that there was nothing below us. We're just going to move on. Exit, go. Okay, so now level 3, we do have a shop on this floor. Nothing else of import though. We have a bar with some knives and bottles. Nothing that's going to be helpful to us right now. Another fountain, so we're up to 6 health, which is easily the most I've ever gotten. I feel like there's something right by me opening doors. Oh god, cultist. Haha! See, a lot of my strategy right now is going to revolve around killing things and then not looting them. There's really no purpose to me looting them right now. I've got a lot of coins. I've got a decent amount of bullets. So really right now, survival becomes the key. Our exit is on this floor. There's also another statue, another fountain as well. Wow. We are up to 7 health now. So now we need to get our way over there. What is behind this area? Looks like there's another revolver. And another one, so that's even more bullets. And we got some rotten meat, which if we are absolutely desperate, we could try to eat. So heading this way, we'll open this locked door. We find a key, a bunch of artifacts, some more bullets. So I think we're just going to keep going until the end of this run here. I know this is a bit on the long video side, but I hope that's not a problem for anyone. So even though that guy hadn't seen me, he was alerted to my presence by way of seeing the dead body. And so it still took 2 hits to kill him. At least that's how I believe that worked out. We're going to want to keep working our way predominantly to our right. But obviously we'll need to go a little bit mazy to get there. It does seem like there was a hole down to another floor, so you might even have to go down and back up. Because it looks like there is no way from this way into that area to the left of us now. Unless I am severely missing something, which it doesn't appear that I am. Because this is the area that we started in. Oop, not this. This is the area we started in. And this was just the way back up. Okay, so yeah, we definitely need to find a way to go down and back up to get out of this dungeon. Let's see what we can pull off here. You're going to drop down here, jump across, open this locked door. Bunch of artifacts, that's not a bad thing. So we want to head in the general direction of our exit and then move our way back up when we can. We got some toxic fruit, much like the rotten meat. I believe that can be a positive or a negative, depending on kind of randomly or randomness, which of course is something that you need to decide if you're willing to take the risk on or not. Hey. Haha. Yeah, that's right. Never go looking for the guy who just killed something. It's not going to work out well for you. Well, admittedly, this guy has me located, and oh god. I got two of them by surprise, actually. They knew I was there, but they didn't see where I was at, and then my knife just hit them before they could react. Similar, we took that guy out pretty easily. God, there's a lot of enemies on this floor. Okay. Look. So we do want to kind of sneak our way around here. You know, we could probably take all these enemies in a fight by this point, between our revolver allowing us to hit from a distance and everything, but is it really worth the risk of getting killed to just kind of go into all-out combat? I don't think so. So let us... There's another fountain. That's awesome. There's our 8th health. This guy saw me, I think. Take out that eye before it's a problem. This guy definitely knows I'm there now. And you know what? Let's go up over here, because I think this might be right near our exit. It's definitely near this statue. I was an idiot for running there. There's also a sprint button, I should add, which allows you to move faster, but obviously louder. So if I hold shift, we move much faster, but we're making a lot more noise. Let's see what this power is. Cloak power. While you are cloaked, enemies cannot see you. The effect wears off after a short time. Careful, enemies can still hear you while you are cloaked. It costs 10 to use cloak. That's actually a pretty cool power. I am glad we got that. Because now if we run into a hectic situation, we can kind of peace out from vision. Unfortunately, this looks like another dead end. Not seeing any way for us to move onwards toward our exit. Was there an exit to the other side of this statue? That's one thing I didn't check. No. However, if I went downstairs and I got the dynamite that was down there, I might be able to pull something off. Let's go for it. I just need to remember where I left my where I left the dynamite. I'm going to continue not looting bodies. Ooh, actually, that looks like perfectly where we want to go. Touché. Soul of Dagon. You clutch the strange blue orb. It hums in response to your touch and vibrates as if trying to shake itself free. As your fingers tighten around it, you are struck with a sudden and unbidden insight that within this unearthly sphere, the soul of the ancient deity Dagon is beginning to wake. A vision drifts through your mind like a long-forgotten memory of mortal fear, unchecked destruction, and then a clandestine ritual and uneasy peace. The vision fades, giving way to a sick feeling of emptiness. The soul of Dagon stirs in silence. You can now unlock the next book in the library. So with that, we can open up this book. This book is bound by an unseen force. An inscription on its cover reads, "This place is not a place of honor. A terrible power is contained within this volume. It has been sealed by the soul of Nyarlathotep, and only by the soul of Nyarlathotep may it be opened." So it's actually the red book here that we can open. You raise the soul of Dagon before the sealed book. The sphere pushes against your fingers, palpably struggling to reach the leathery surface. A distant wind begins to howl as the encapsulated soul rages in your hand. As Dagon's fury intensifies, the force holding the book falters. A deafening crack splits the room, and the seal is broken. And the soul of Dagon becomes still and silent once again. The book falls open, revealing dusty pages covered in eldritch glyphs. A nameless dread fills you. The next world awaits. You have unlocked the book to the next world. Books will remain unlocked even after you die and resurrect. That's good to know. So real quick before we end this video, which is going to be very shortly, we're just going to see what this is like. It is a desert world. From what I understand, it is much, much more difficult than the first book. There is a spike pit here and the sand breaks away. That's good to know. I see a lizard man. Didn't mean to eat the fruit. There's something purple and glowy over here. Oh, that's the book. In case you want to go back to the library after you start a level. Oh God! Okay, so apparently, for those of you who are familiar with SCP Wiki, apparently those statues are along the lines of a what was it? 683, I think, maybe? The one that every time you look away from it, it'll just kind of jump at you and attack you. But as long as people are watching it, it doesn't do anything. So yeah, that guy is a little bit worrisome. I could see those guys being a real pain in the neck to deal with. That's a cool mechanic that I'm curious how it plays out in later stages. There's a key in there, so we might as well open this. Baked meat is important. We are almost dead after all. I also feel like the revolver is going to get a lot more useful in the later stages here. There are a lot of locked doors here. You can get through the door? How do I get rid of you? And once he's out of my sight, he stops worrying about me. Unfortunately, that kind of trapped me. I can't quite make it over there. I wonder if cloak works on those guys. Somehow I have a feeling it does not. I think that might have been rotten meat. Let's give it a shot. Oh, I don't have 10 artifacts. These statues are going to be a royal pain in the neck. I hate you, statue. I hate you. Stay where you are. You do not move. You do not move. You do not do anything that might hurt me. And we will be perfectly fine. That thing was a bit creepy. Stay dead! I'm confused! Anyway, that's going to do it for our quite extended, actually, look at Eldritch. We managed to get through one of the dungeons completely, which is real cool. Obviously, at least from what we saw there, in a way, this is kind of like Spelunky in the fact that if you want to, you can jump straight to one of the later books. But if you do the earlier book first, you can go into that later book with a lot more ammo, with keys, with artifacts that aren't necessarily the ones in your bank chest being used, with a lot more health. So I think there is something to be said for starting fresh each time. But at the same token, it's definitely beneficial to just kind of experiment with the dungeons and everything. So it's really personal preference. Either way, like I said, you can pre-order this game on the developer's website. I believe it is $15 pre-order. If I'm wrong on that, I will correct myself in the description where I link the developer's website, because that will be there. So you can go pre-order if you're interested. The beta is slated to start relatively soon. So definitely, if you're interested in what you're seeing, take a look at this and consider pre-ordering it, getting yourself into the beta. And it's going to be a fun time. I really enjoy this game. I've had nothing but a good time with it since I started playing it, and I encourage it fully. Thank you guys for watching as always. I will see you next time, and we will be back with probably something a little bit less weird, but something a little bit maybe less startling, maybe, because I kind of had more scares in that video than I've had in any other video I've done, which is kind of crazy. Also, I want to add, this is probably not the last time you are going to see Eldritch on the channel, especially with it being in development. Key development phases, when it opens beta, assuming that I've got a copy of the beta, just because I'm a little bit tight on money right now, so who knows where my cash flow is going to be at the time. But yeah, assuming that I got a copy of the beta, we'll see it around then for sure. We'll definitely be seeing the full version when it's out, and we'll probably be seeing a lot of episodes in between there, because this is the kind of game I can find myself really getting into, and I would love to play more of it on the channel. But yeah, thank you guys for watching as always, and I will see you next time. Take care, everyone.